Good evening, Man v Fat Swansea. Season 5, Matchday 8 with your coach Howell. I hope you're all well. What a night last night. The games were so competitive. The games were, honestly, I'm glad that I was in pure football watching football and not in other venues around the area. It was, uh, it was a pleasure to watch the games that were going on last night. And I saw bits and pieces of every single game. Again, I couldn't say any more than the fact that every single one of those games were tooth and nail. And we can see it'll be represented in that when you see the goal lines and exactly what we were like on the pitch, and as well how much the scales has impacted that. So let's go through with it. Attendance 91 out of 118. Again, guys, that is astronomical. 91 fellas coming in committed to losing weight last night. You couldn't say any more than that, to be honest with you. Everyone came in with a mission. Some were successful, some maybe not so successful, but marginal, if that. And realistically, we've got a group of guys in this league who are just on it. And we can see that. Pitch scores 66 goals last night, guys. 66 goals. And not that I've looked into it, but I think looking back at this season, that's the highest amount of goals we've had in one night. Amazing. Scales goals of 83, and of course the coaches' goals at 39. So then the scales goals, I've included the tracking goals to that one. So we can see that. Without the tracking goals, it was still 54 goals just on scales. Mental. Coaches' goals, of course, that includes the tracker bonus goals, the team loss bonus goals, and the attendance bonus goals, as well as the amount of people that are still in the rumble. If you do your math there, you can also work it out before I show you the very last slide. So, tracker bonus goals. Yellow, red, and orange are taking that award with their 11 threshold being reached. Then you've got the team loss bonus goal going to red. That's 2 goals extra for you guys. And of course, the attendance bonus goals with red and orange. Our season 5 leader in percentage is Adam Martin from the Yellows. Absolutely tremendous. Let's just see whether you're there at the end of the season. However, I will tell you this right now. You've got 2 or 3 people who are nipping at your heels. So we've got to keep this going and we'll do it well. Right, let's go. Let's see where we are. So we've got our weekly team loss. I'll go from left to right, as I usually do, and we can go from there. So Fat Astute at 7.9 kilos. Incredible Bulk, 6.5. Sportive Beer Gut, 5 kilos. Marco Ban Fasting then at 3.2. Frying Dutchman, 3.3. Scranra, breaking even there, guys. Vinder Blues, 2.2. Pink Panthers, 4.5. And Fatio at 4.4. But intentionally leaving them out until the very end. Thin it to win it at the very top there at 9.6 kilos overall team loss there. That is absolutely fantastic. And of course, there are people who are contributing to that in our top biggest losers of this week. So then we go from the bottom working up, and then of course, so at joint 5th, we've got Spencer Ripley and Shahi then with their losses of 2.2 kilos. Chris Mabe, 2.8. Alex Lewis, 3.4. Ross Thomas, 3.5 kilos. And of course, Kieran Miller coming in on his very first weigh-in that will count for his team, smashes out a 4.4 kilo loss there. Absolutely tremendous. And we've got new inductees to our milestone clubs then. We've got Dan Landek at 5% coming into it, doing what he does best, being an absolute baller on the pitch, making an impact and losing that weight. Absolutely fantastic. Congratulations, mate. You have made your stamp in the 5% club. Nobody can take that away from you. That's yours to keep now. In the 10% club, we've got 3 new inductees. We've got Danny Nicholas, Ross Thomas and Thomas Griffiths there, all coming in and knowing that they're going to do it. They knew deep down that they had already done it before attending. And honestly, guys, couldn't be prouder of you. You've now cemented your place in the 10% club there. Nobody can take it away from you. You can certainly turn around if you want. You can put it on your CV even. It's there. Congratulations, guys. Our weekly club loss at 44.9 kilos has now given us a total club loss of 294 kilos, guys. Now, normally in a season 3, season 4, we use 300 kilos as that target weight for us to really try and smash through and get there. And successfully we did. Now, we're on match day 8. 8 weeks out of 14, we are 6 kilos from smashing that. That is tremendous, guys. I would not be surprised if we added another 150 kilos on top of that before the end of the season. No pressure, of course. We're going to do it sustainably. However, it's achievable. And we could come out of this now saying that we have achieved 450 kilos in a season, 500 kilos, who knows? What we've got right now, though, guys, is we've got an absolutely amazing playing field to go on. And speaking of a playing field, here are your results. So we've got the first game of the night, Fazio versus Thin It to Win It. The pitch score was 8-all. I know, it was one of those games that you just didn't know which way it was going to go. It was a belter of a game. Couldn't decide either way. It was absolutely fantastic. I had the small opportunity of turning around, looking out the windows, and just watching the game for a little bit whilst back and forth taking weigh-ins. And honestly, what a game! Scales, it was 7-9 to Thin It to Win It. Tracking was 2-3 to Thin It to Win It, and the bonus goals then, Thin It to Win It had 9 bonus goals. And that is what tipped this now, guys. You can see that. So then the overall score there was 17-29, Thin It to Win It. Man of the matches, voted by your opposition, is CJ Richards and Martin Davis. Congratulations, guys. Second game, Scranraw versus Sporting a Beergut. So it was 6-3 to Sporting a Beergut on the pitch. Scales then were, eight goals were given to Sporting a Beergut on their representation on the scales. Tracking, 3-all, and then the bonus goals then was 6-1 to Sporting a Beergut, which is given the score of 7-23 overall. Man of the matches for the voted by the oppositions were Corey Davis, first game in for Scranraw. Congratulations there. If I'm thinking back to what I've read here, 3 goals on your debut. Amazing. And of course then, Richard Slugmorgan, absolutely tremendous. You worked your socks off, and as well you played the game before. So, so to get man of the match for your game as well as contributing in the game before, that's good going, mate. Absolutely fantastic. Vinder Blues, Flying Dutchman, third game of the night. The middle game, the one that tends to be the point where everybody starts congregating and watching. We've got then, of course, a pitch score of 6-11 to the Flying Dutchman. A scales goal of 3-8 to the Flying Dutchman. Tracking of 3-all and bonus goals of 4-8 to the Flying Dutchman, which gives a representative of 16-30 on the overall. Man of the matches, voted by your oppositions. Couldn't decide between these two, and it was a split draw, but then honestly you both deserved it. Super keeper Jordan Aspelund, and of course the running man John Cottam. Absolutely fantastic there. And of course, for the Flying Dutchman, he was voted Carl Williams for his leadership on the pitch as well. Just pretty much just being the presence, being there, controlling the centre. Congratulations, guys. Pink Panthers, Incredible Bulks, game number 4. So the pitch score was 4-9 Incredible Bulks. Scale score was 9-5 Pink Panthers. 3-all on the tracking and 3-4 to the Incredible Bulks. Now, this caused a little bit of confusion with everything that was going on, but of course we can see that the Pink Panthers won on the scales. And this is how the overall score of 19-21 to the Incredible Bulks was so close. You can see exactly how much the scales tipped things in the balance. Right? Unbelievable. Man of the matches, voted by your oppositions, of course, are Dan Landek and our super keeper, Brett Johnson. Last game of the night, Marco Van Fasten, Fatastuta. Now, I had the pleasure of watching this game from start to finish as I was logging the goals. And honestly, this was a dogfight if I've ever seen one. It was a game that initially you couldn't see where it was going. You couldn't see how it was going to pan out. It looked really competitive, and then it just started just working its magic for Marco van Basten. So the pitch score was 9-2 to Marco van Basten. Scales then of 3-2. Marco van Basten 3-all on the tracking, and the bonus goals of 3-1 to Marco van Basten, which gives a representation of 18-8. And again, you can see that it's gone from a point where it was 9-2 on the scale, on the pitch, to 18-8 there as an overall, which, fair play Fatasuta, worked well in your favour as well there. Man of the match for the opposition. I'm having a mare today, I'm sorry. Man of the match for the opposition, Byron, and of course Carl May. And yeah, I can agree with you there, guys. You guys worked your socks off and you fully deserve your man of the match votes. Moving on. So this is what the table looks like now. There's not much change, to be honest with you. There's a couple of movements in the overall there, but then you can see that the Flying Dutchmen are still on the top with 16 points, being hunted down right now by Sporting Biergut with 14 points. Thinner to win it at 13, Marco van Basten at 10, and the Incredible Bulks at 9. Vinder Blues at 6, Pink Panthers at 4, Fat Astute at 4, Scranra at 4, and Fazio then with 0. But then you can see there, guys, that the league is close. It is very close on the top, but it's even closer on the bottom. And we can see that this is going to take it. This is going to go right to the very end. Moving on. So these are our team of the week, right? These are all the contributors that we've got for the scales, and these are the ones that have also been voted by our teams and are put into the match reports from the captains. So Danny Nicholas, first of all, and he has managed to hit his 10%. So this is the reason why you're in the team of the week. Shai Ahmed then with your 2.2 kilo loss, absolutely fantastic. Phil, you've got your 1.6 kilo loss there, which has put you into the team of the week. Kieran Miller with your 4.4 kilogram loss there as well. And then we've got Thomas Griffiths and Spencer Ripley in there. Spencer Ripley with 2.2, and as well Thomas Griffiths with his 10%. Absolutely fantastic there. David Evans, 1.7 kilo loss, absolutely brilliant. Got Ross Thomas then at 10%, tremendous. Chris Mabe coming in and hitting 2.8 kilo loss there. Dan Landek with his 5%. And Adam Martin, of course, right there. And he's there regularly, fair play to him, with his 2 kilo loss for the week. Absolutely brilliant. And this brings us to the Rumble. So you can see there has been a fair few people leaving the Rumble this week. A fair few people going over the top rope. And we've got 86 out of the 118 eliminated from the Rumble, which leaves us with a very modest 32 there. So we've got 6 weeks to whittle that down. I got a feeling that we're going to see that we're still in double numbers and coming into the last week, but we shall see about that. And moving on to match day number 9, guys. Your fixtures as seen on the screen right now. So we've got Marco van Basten against Fazio as our first game of the night. Then we've got the Flying Dutchmen against Sporting Biergut for that battle at the top. We've got the Flying Dutchmen, Incredible Bulks on at 8 o'clock. Scranra and Thinner to win it at 8:30, and of course then the Pink Panthers against Fat Astute at 9 o'clock. And following season 9, guys, there's a lot of questions going on about what's happening with the fixtures, and a lot of ideas coming back and forth and how it's going to work out, etc. And what I can say is it is highly and is strongly influenced by the Scottish League, where the top and the bottom are split in a way. Even though they work at the same league, they're split in the way with the fixtures. Obviously, 10 doesn't fit in quite nicely. 10 doesn't fit in nicely with the amount of weeks that we've got to be able to do it in such a way. So there's going to be a bit of an overlap on a weekly basis where somebody on the bottom will be playing somebody on the top. But generally, what I'm trying to work out right now is a means that we can have something quite similar to that Scottish League form. What that does, it proves that the top of the league deserve to be at the top of the league. It also allows the bottom of the league to climb the table. So then it gets interesting. It still is in that point where there is still a winnable amount in here. Let's be honest. It can be in a position where the people on the top, on the bottom, could climb the table, and the people at the top could find it quite hard. You never know. But at the same point, if the people at the top still are there at the end, it just shows how much they deserve to be there. That's your roundup for the week, guys. I really hope you're well. Obviously, if there's anything you need, please get in touch with me. Get in touch with myself, get in touch with the PFs, and get in contact with your captains. And of course, if there's anything we can do to resolve or to help out in any way, we will. Many thanks to Pure Football for hosting us. Honestly, the experience wouldn't be the same without you. It's such a fantastic venue that just caters to any need that we need, and any need that we even want, in all honesty with you. It's not too much for them, and seriously, just thank you for all that. Ken Wright as well, our ref, thank you so much for being such a consistent stalwart, in all honesty with you. The experience of gaming has been it's just an enjoyable experience where every single person is seeing that it's down the line, it's fair, it's explained. The amount of times I've heard this week that they like Ken Wright because he explains his options, he sticks to his decision, he explains. And I think to myself, yeah, if I was a ref, that's the kind of ref I'd want to be as well. 28th of Feb, next Tuesday, we'll see where we go. Thanks, guys.